and now that I'm out. It's totally different.
It is.
Teams on defense and offense, they stay in that nickel sub personnel where they're constantly throwing the ball. Back in the day, it was smash mouth, hit you, let's go. And that's 15 years from my rookie year. And so, and Peyton played in a little bit of both of those eras. We were talking a little bit off camera about somebody's game being able to transition from the era they played in to another era. Mm-hmm. Peyton's one of those guys who played in both those eras. Tom Brady the same way. He's still up there as far as greatness, but he won't be up here as far as numbers because he didn't sling it all over the yard.
I just feel like, though, quarterback is the premier position in sports, in all the sports. It used to be shortstop in baseball, used to be the heavyweight champ in boxing. Now it's the quarterback. And we keep making the job easier. And that's what kind of drives me crazy. I agree with you, Marcellus, that this weekend's games were off the chain and awesome.
Yeah.
Last night's game was awesome. The ratings are up. So maybe I'm the old dude, shouting into the wind or whatever, because everybody else is enjoying this, and quarterbacks are healthier, and maybe giving them more protection in the quarterback has made football more entertaining. And so if it's safer for quarterbacks, maybe it's more entertaining. But I just feel like football, to me, has always been a game of intimidation and trying to impose your will on the other guy, and it's harder to do that to the quarterback.
Here's the thing I don't like about it. There is a toughness quotient that you had to have to play in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason that not everybody plays. One, most guys haven't been touched by the hand of God with the ability to play. The other thing is most guys, even though they talk about how good they were in high school, aren't tough enough to play this game at this level. And you're taking out that quotient. There's something special about a quarterback who'll stand down the gun barrel and take one in the lips for his team and get back up and keep playing. And you're eliminating that.
But
I know, but
we're not.
You're starting to eliminate.
CJ Beathard would disagree with y'all right now.
Yeah, he's
okay, and
he doesn't have a choice, though. CJ Beathard don't have a choice.
Look, you watched the end of that Rams-Vikings game, which is arena football. But still, you saw that game end by defensive stands. 2 sacks, and Dominican Sue, Aaron Donald, slamming quarterbacks to the ground. Like, you still have to be tough. Like, they're making it safer, but they're not necessarily making it easier. Let's not conflate the two, because look, these numbers by all the quarterbacks are going to inflate because the game has changed. We have made the situation where we want to see inflated stats. I give you that. But you still got to sit there in that pocket and take some L's, and a lot of quarterbacks still get hit. Ask Aaron Rodgers. What happened to him?
I mean, they get hit, but to Mark's point, it's not the same. Me knowing, all right, if I get hit, it's gonna be 15 yards or or that guy's gonna get in trouble. He's gonna get penalized. Versus me getting hit, feeling like, oh man, he's just gonna keep hitting.
So you want Joe Theismann?
You gotta have a mental.
If it don't go out like Joe Theismann,
you know what I hate?
I said yesterday.
Same thing with the quarterback. You touch a quarterback. Come on. Is Baker Mayfield out of the hospital when you got that and you got a 15-yard penalty on that one? I mean, give me a break. Same thing with receivers. I mean, you hit a receiver over the middle, and the first thing they do, they're not hurt. They lay on the ground, and then they go, oh, where's my flag? You're like, that drives me crazy.
There was a skill to playing quarterback in terms of you would get hit, and you'd be dazed and confused for the next play or two. And there's less of those plays now, Marcel. There are some.
So you want more of them?
Less of them. Well, that was part of a quarterback that could play a little bit dazed and confused and still. That's why I love Phil Simms, man.
Phil
Simms would stand in that pocket and take a hit and could still call the next play and get through the next play.
Oh, look at him. He had to go upfield both ways, huh? Good for you. Like, it's called evolution, man. The game is evolving. Grow up. Nobody wants to die on the field anymore. Y'all stop.
All right, to a guy not breaking any records this year, Case Keenum. The Broncos quarterback had a chance to win last night's showdown with the Chiefs, but missed a wide-open Demaryius Thomas, streaking towards the end zone with the clock winding down in the fourth quarter. The game left some people questioning Elway's decision to sign Keenum after his career year in Minnesota. But I'm that one guy that hasn't given up on Case Keenum. He made a big play late in the game, took a hit, got the ball down the middle of the field. Yes, he missed Demaryius Thomas, but I still think at $18 million or $36 million over 2 years, $18 million per year, I think it's a good deal. I don't blame Case Keenum. He's off to a slow start, but I don't blame him for that loss last night, and I don't think it's Elway needs to admit a mistake.
That's a bad look. Missing a game-winning touchdown is a bad look. Exclamation point to a guy who's had a horrible start based on expectations and contract. Since someone's available in free agency, doesn't mean you have to go get them. Like, and I understand there's two reasons why you do it. One, there's a minimum salary cap. You have to spend the money. Mm-hmm. And two, you want to reset the fan base. Hey, we struck out in trying to get Kirk Cousins or some other quarterbacks. We got a quarterback. Season tickets on sale tomorrow. And come out there and see a new team. This team is ready, too. They have defense. They have running game. They just don't have the quarterback, and it's a struggle.
Yeah, they got no left tackle. Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you some other problems. When your left tackle has more tackles than Von Miller, okay, in a game, then where Von Miller needs to show out, that's the problem. He had one tackle where he wasn't blocked. And I get that Patrick Mahomes ran around and made all kinds of plays. You can't miss that throw. I mean, that's a honey hole throw right there. I mean, you cannot miss that throw. That throw, you just can't. I mean, you've got a cover two. You got a guy running down the seam right there, eating up that safety. You have to make that throw. But beyond that, like, I don't understand how a guy can average 9 yards a carry or just shy of 9 yards a carry and get in Freeman and get the ball 8 times.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. That to me is an issue. So yeah, he hasn't started the season well, but he has responded well against adversity. He drove them down. They had that play, that hook and ladder play that would have scored. I mean, on a 4th down and 10 play. So yeah, he hasn't played well enough. I'll give you that. But again, there are more issues than just Case Keenum with this football team.
Yeah, absolutely. And what other options were they? Like, they weren't getting Kirk Cousins. Were they going to get Sam Bradford? Were they going to get Teddy Bridgewater, A.J. McCarron? So it's not a lot of other options that I feel like John Elway had to go. Once Kirk Cousins didn't work out and they knew that wasn't going to work out, they had to go with the best available. And I thought it was Case Keenum.
Is this better than what they had?
Absolutely. I played against Case Keenum. He might not be that big name guy or that big old arm, but he can make every throw on the field, and he sure did dice us up last year, to the point that he diced a lot of people up last year.
Well, everybody got diced up. That's how he got the contract, and everybody got suckered, too.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with sucker. If you just, that throw, I understand, Mark, it has to be a better throw. Right. Yes. But if I'm a number 1 receiver, I feel like I could have made that catch. Yeah. And to me, that's a little bit on Demaryius. And I like him personally,
I hear you.
But he's never been known as the greatest ball skill guy receiver in general. If that was Emmanuel Sanders, same throw,
good point.
I can see Emmanuel going up, high point net, getting the toes in.
I guarantee
very easily.
I guarantee if it was the rookie.
Yeah, Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton, excuse me. Yeah, if it was the Cortland Sutton, he'd have gone up, at least made an attempt.
Demaryius just running and gives you the one hand.
Stop.
Like,
I mean, I know you're doing Denver radio, so you know.
Horrible throw.
That's not a bad throw.
Look, first of all, we're not talking horseshoes here.
And in cover
either
2,
you make the throw or you don't. All this horrible, great, and not.
In cover 2, you have to put it over that corner's head.
I give you that.
If he'd have tried to put it anywhere else, Scandrick makes that play.
Let's expand our sample size beyond just this one play. Case Keenum, first game, three picks, and 3 touchdowns. So you're like, I don't know what to think. A lot of turnovers, but still was getting the ball in the end zone. Has he thrown a touchdown pass since?
I mean,
I'll wait.
He hasn't played great. The numbers speak for themselves.
Has he thrown an interception every game?
Great. But the Denver football team is still in it.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that's what you want. You want to start clicking and gelling and still be in it. And they still have a chance. They just took,
in spite of their quarterback,
Kansas City, who's supposed to be the front runners right now in the AFC, right?
Yeah.
They just took, like, they should have won
the worst defense in the league.
Yeah, I know.
Ultimately, though, $18 million a year. This is essentially, to me, this is just above backup quarterback money in this league.
Yeah.
So, I mean, McCown is making $10 million a year. I think there's Tyrod Taylor's making $16 million a year. So to me, this is you took a chance on a guy. The jury's still out. If he doesn't do what you need him to do, you move on from him. To me, it was a good gamble by Elway.
It's a great gamble, and I don't think. There's 12 more games we play. There's a lot of football. Case Keenum played a lot better at the end of the year last year in Minnesota. This is his first year in Denver.
What do you mean this gamble? Hold on, y'all act like Elway is not at the table saying I need more money. Somebody re-up the receipts. Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch, Brock Osweiler. Now we're here.
And he's better than all 3 of those guys you just
And guess what? And none of them were good.
He's better than
Say
him.
what you want.
Yeah.
And, I'm just saying that. I love me some Elway, but come on,
All
y'all.
right. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, D'Angelo. Coming up, the NBA has been obsessed with social media for years, but has it actually gotten out of control? Dante Jones will join us, and we put on our thinking cap.